What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Right now, I want to talk about Ant-Man, aka Anthony Edwards. Okay, now I've been meaning to talk about this for maybe about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks now. A lot of people are really sleeping on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, they're not, even though they have the best record in the league right now, and as of today, they're the second best defensive team in the league. They have the second highest defensive rating at 10. I think it's 108. The first is the Boston Celtics. They're at 110 right now. Shout out to True the King too. I know he's loving that. But we got to talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, okay? And just the incredible job that franchise is doing right now. But it has to be said, Anthony Edwards he's just blossoming. He's gotten better every single year. I mean, it's already 4 years. I'm like, man, it's already been 4 years he's been in the league, but yeah, he has. And the reason why I know that is because I was looking at Anthony Edwards' numbers and what he brings to the table. Now, do I think he's the best two guard in the league? Yes, I do. Okay, and that's because of their record. Now, some people are going to argue about, combo guard. You know what? I say two guard. Because SGA is playing a little bit of both. SGA is doing everything. SGA is 31.4, like I said, and that's why I posed that question about why nobody's talking about Ant-Man and SGA when those guys are the one that's been killing, but they want to base their topic of conversation constantly on either the Lakers or LeBron or some of these other teams, but really the mainstream media, that's all they talk about. Because a lot of them are really casuals, and a lot of them, they have to look at their laptop real quick and see what they have. They don't really pay attention to the game like a lot of others do. But that's neither here nor there. The thing about it is when you talk about Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, the thing that I'm most impressed with is, besides his scoring, okay, a lot of people aren't mentioning this. Yeah, he can score. We know that he's putting up 26 points per game. But really what struck me was his plus-minus factor, okay? Anthony Edwards started off coming into the league because, he started off relatively slow, especially, getting his shot together and everything like that. That was his Achilles heel, but he's worked over the last couple of seasons tremendously on his shot, and it's coming to life, because when you got a guy like that who's hell of athletic, with freakish athletic ability, and then you combine that with him being able to make shots. And then on top of that, he got the speed. He has the quickness. He's got the first step. And on top of that, he's starting to. He still got to improve on it, but he's starting to really get smooth. He gets smoother by the year. When I say smooth, he's playing under control. When his first couple of years in the league, he was out of control. And then on top of that, a lot of the LWC brothers, I know Ticket had got on his helmet, True Raw, shout out to them. I want to say LB, man. Shout out to LB too. Just to name a few. I know a couple of those brothers had got on Anthony Edwards' helmet because he has said he don't know if he really want to play basketball or not. And I remembered that. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I started looking at that guy. I'm like, well, what are you doing playing there? We know everything that, the tragedy that took place in your family and stuff like that. What do you think that they would have wanted you to do? What do you think your family would have wanted you to do? What are you doing this for? And since then, he has turned it around and he's answered the critics. I'm not going to lie to you. Because when he came out of Georgia, I was taking him seriously. I was like, nah, this guy's going to be something. But then after he said that, I was like, man, I don't even know, man. I can't even mess with Anthony Edwards. But we're right here now, okay? And Anthony Edwards is really, he's starting to slow his game down a little bit. But the thing about it is that, okay, when he first came into the league, he was at a negative 229. He was averaging, I think, like 19 points or something like that. He was at a negative 229 or something like that. It was 290. I think it was 229. Negative 229. That was horrible. Meaning that, he was really hurting the team. Okay? Now, this is what I was impressed with. That very next year, he made a big leap up to a plus. It was I think it was a plus 220. Man, it was some. I think it was like 90, plus 90 something. Okay, it was like a plus 98 or something like that. And in that very no. It was a plus 174. It was a plus 174. I'll take that back. Plus 174. It was that his sophomore year, his sophomore campaign. He was at a plus 174. Then that very next year, he went down a little bit. He was at 190. I'm talking about that 99, 98 or 99, plus 98. This year, Anthony Edwards, in the 38 games that he's played thus far, and in the 42 games combined in the season, he is at a plus 274. That is remarkable. And I'm talking about the jump that he has made from season to season. And that is the primary reason, that's one of the primary reasons why I have Anthony Edwards as the number one two guard in the league right now. At first it was neck and neck with me, with SGA and what he's doing. I'm going to talk about SGA. I haven't forgot about him. I don't think people appreciate him enough. But of course they're looking at OKC like there's some babies, and they were the OKCs of old when everybody used to not even pay attention to them. No, you can't look at OKC like that anymore. It was kind of like how they used to look at Memphis. Now you're back to looking, overlooking Memphis, especially with their struggles and everything. But Anthony Edwards is, you can love it or hate it. They're first in the league. They got the best record in the league, and on top of that, they got a better record than the Nuggets. They have a better record than the Nuggets right now, and they're the champions. However, the Nuggets know when to turn it on. I think, Jokic knows when to turn it on. That's just like when Embiid had got the best of them and stuff like that. I'm like, that's why in a previous video I said that Joel Embiid, he's doing all this in the regular season. Joker knows when to turn it up, and that's the difference. That's what separates those two. But yeah, Anthony Edwards, man, he's that guy right now. He's just that guy. At first, in the first 2 years, you were like, is he going to be all about dunking another guy that's kind of like, Zach LaVine, and Zach LaVine improved in other areas of his game, but it took Zach LaVine a while to develop more things than just being raw athleticism and stuff. I thought he was going to be just something like that, but he's proven that he could play defense. I love his transition game and his breakaway game. Right now, I think Anthony Edwards is the top breakaway player right now. Okay, and look, as far as the Michael Jordan comparison, we'll have to see, man. And the Kobe comparisons, whichever two you want to compare them to, because they both got similar games. We'll have to see. I'm not ready quite yet to start making those predictions or making those comparisons, because that's just what I was saying about Victor Wembanyama and the whole Will Chamberlain conversation. Let these players get to their peaks and their primes, and then start winning. Really in the playoffs. Maybe get a championship or two, then we can start making some comparisons. Like with Giannis, you can start making a comparison with him, or with Jokic, you can start making a comparison, because they have championship. They got championship trophies. They got hardware, and they got MVPs. But besides that, I'm not ready to quite to say, okay, yeah, he's like Kobe, or he's like, Jordan, or anybody else that has came before him. I'm just not ready to do that. But do I think he's the best two guard in the league right now? Yeah, I think he is. That could be argued too. If y'all have somebody else, hey, that's your opinion. But right now, just looking at everything, and I will not stress this enough, he is a plus 274 when he's on the floor. That's extreme value to the club, to the franchise. And I know A-Rod and them in the front office are loving it. This culture has really, really surprised me. And I knew A-Rod was going to turn things around. I knew he was going to do, a good job. But I didn't think he was going to do this good of a job, man. Because they're actually an exciting team to watch. Minnesota has always had a culture, like, when you think of KG and Stephon Marbury, even when they had like Terrell Brandon and Latrell Sprewell and some of those guys, they always had some talent. It was just a matter of them winning. It was just a matter of them winning. I remember they used to have that that squad with with KG and Wally Zerbiak and all of those guys out there. They were a good team to watch and everything, but they weren't going to win any type of championship or anything like that. Really, people came to see KG. At one time it was KG and Marbury. Man, I wish they would have stayed together too, man. They probably would have did some damage, but anyways, man, Ant-Man, he's that guy right now. Y'all tell me what you think, man. Leave your comments. I'll get at y'all later.